Hi everyone, welcome back to Brain Dump. This is a show where I talk about pretty much whatever the fuck I want to talk about. Just want to preface per usual that I'm not a mental health professional. I'm just a 21-year-old that struggled with mental health pretty much my whole life, and I'm just here to share my personal experiences with these topics. So, okay, you guys, I'm kind of going through it. I'm kind of going through it right now, let me tell you. So 2 episodes ago, told you guys about my crush on a man. Weird. So when I think I was 19 when I came out as a lesbian, and this is my first crush on a man since then. Since I thought I couldn't have a crush on a man. So it's very weird, and I have talked about this in that episode, so if you want to listen to that, you can. But, yeah, weird is still the best word to describe it. This experience that's happening right now kind of has me questioning my whole identity. And if I'm being honest, I do not know who I am right now. And it's so weird because I've had to say that to myself in the past few days, past few weeks. I don't know who I am. I don't. Because who do I like? Does it matter? No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. I don't think my sexuality defines my identity, but I think it's a big part of it, and I think that's why this is such a challenging thing and something that's making me kind of spiral. I've talked before about putting myself into a box and how I do that, and I also put other people into a box, but I'm working on that, and I really have gotten better about it, but lately I've noticed it, genuinely noticed it happening in real time, because I'll think, I came out as a lesbian. I can't go back on that. I can't change my mind. Are you crazy? Changing your mind about who you like? Crazy thought. It's really not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. And I think it's also because I used to be so focused on what other people thought of me that is kind of still lingering in my mind, that these people are gonna think I'm a liar, that I'm a phony, a fraud, a fake. I think that's, yeah, oh wow, I actually just realized that's where that fear, yeah. Yeah, wow, that's very true. That's the fear, being a phony. That's one of the things. The way I thought of it, or the way I kind of still do think of it, I'm trying to get out of this toxic way of thinking, is that since I came out as lesbian, I cannot change that. I can only like women for the rest of my existence. And it's what was I, 19 when I came out as lesbian? I'm supposed to decide at 19 who I'm gonna like for the rest of my life? I'm 21 and I'm still figuring my shit out. And I always will be. We are constantly changing. That's what we do. I just feel like I stick myself into boxes like lesbian or masculine, and I think that I am strictly that and nothing else. I think I have to be this way because I established myself this way. And that's all about being perceived. Jesus, yeah. I'm realizing this as I'm talking through it, yeah. My therapist said something at our last session that really stuck with me. She said, "The all or nothing way of thinking that you have is your way of helping you make sense of the world." And it's that really made it click in my mind. I'm doing all or nothing thinking because I think it's a tool. It's how I make sense of things. I just need to tweak that a little bit because it's not the best way of making sense of things, and just not see everything as black or white. And I also do put myself into that masculine box, since I look like this, no man could ever find me attractive. I literally said that to myself. He's not going to find me attractive because I look like this. It's that's a shitty thing to say to yourself. And it's okay if he doesn't. It's perfectly fine. But that's just me assuming. I have no clue what's going on in that man's mind. He could be oblivious. And you know what? Let's keep it that way. I like it that way. I think a big part of not putting myself into a box was adaptability versus control. Since I wanted this control, I wanted to take action. I'm a very, control-oriented person. Like, I like having control of, like, my schedule and how things go and how things are organized. That's just who I am. So I said, okay, I find this man attractive. What do I do? And I think that this question of what do I do was stressing me out for, like, over a week until I talked to my therapist about it today, because what do I do? I don't have to do anything. I find this man attractive. It's a statement. Like, you don't have to do anything with it. I can if I want to, but I don't have to. And do I want to? I don't know. The thing that's holding me back is my insecurities about him not thinking I'm attractive, because I don't think he would think I'm attractive. If I'm being honest with myself, I don't think this man will think I'm attractive. And that's okay. I'm not gonna be everyone's cup of tea. In my mind, I'm not this guy's type. But then again, I know nothing. I know nothing. And I think this whole me questioning my sexuality is making me realize things about myself that is kind of helpful information. Emotional intelligence, for one, that's a non-negotiable for me in relationships, and because I need people to be on my level. And I think everyone has their own level of emotional intelligence, and it's all based on what you know, what tools you have, and I don't know what I'm trying to say, but anyway, we all have our own level of emotional intelligence, and I feel like this man is just on my level, and I can have conversations with him on that level, and it, like, makes sense, and it, like, it's just so weird. Like, he feels safe is the best way of describing it. And this is another thing, because at the end of my therapy session, I was like, I don't know, because of course I have daddy issues. We know this. And I was thinking, I don't know if I just like the attention from a man or if I like this man. And my therapist and I, we were pondering about that for like 10 minutes. And she was like, how do you even ask yourself that? Like, that's such a difficult question, because how do you know? And she was like, do you feel sexually attracted to him? And I was like, yeah. I feel so weird talking about this. Okay. We're not weird. We are sex positive. It's a thing. We all have sex. Anyway. And so, yeah, I'm, like, insanely attracted to this person. And I think that I like this person. And I don't just like the attention that they give me. I think I can say that with full confidence. But is anything ever gonna come of it? No, probably not. And that's okay. Alright, let's get on to my rant at the end, as I do. Big milestone for me. I reached 140 pounds, which is kind of crazy. Like, when I first started working out, almost 3 years ago? Almost 3 years ago at this point, I was probably like 102 pounds. Extremely underweight. Like, astronomically underweight. Yeah. And now I'm 140 pounds, which is crazy. Like, when I first started working out, sorry, I forgot where I was going with that. When I first started working out, the goal was 130. That was always the big goal. Like, once I get to 130, like, that's crazy that I'll make it there. And now that I'm 140, I'm like, okay, let's make it to 150. Like, I can gain that much muscle. I can do that. And I don't know. It makes me feel good about myself that I'm finally gaining muscle and not just this scrawny little person that I once was. So, all right, I want to start doing this thing. You know, I like my things of the week. We're going to start doing a word of the week. So the word of this week is iconoclast. I'm pulling up the definition because I actually don't. I know what it means. I don't have the definition memorized. All right. Iconoclast means a person who attacks cherished beliefs or institutions. So it's basically someone that just doesn't stick to the status quo and doesn't give a fuck what other people think. And I love that. And I love that word. And I actually made a song called Iconoclast. And it's coming out on Friday, so be sure to check out my Spotify for that. Yeah, I just want to start doing a word of the week, and I just really love that word, iconoclast. Like, oh my god, it's so crisp. Okay. Phineas and Ash made a fucking band? Like, what? So I've seen Ash twice. Saw Phineas once in February. Like, I need to see them both. They need to go on a tour together. That's what I need. So, also, Leve and Hozier performed together. I died. I passed away, actually. Okay. Book of the week. I finished It by Stephen King. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't finish on Sunday. I finished on Monday. But regardless, I did finish it. And it was excellent. It's a fucking long-ass book. That is the longest book I've ever read. It felt like a Bible. But, really good. I really enjoyed that book. But now I'm reading Misery by Stephen King. I think I started to read this book, like, last year. But then I just couldn't get into it. But I'm liking it so far. I think I'm just on a Stephen King kick. So, yeah. Songs of the week. Literally all I have is Highway to Hell by AC/DC. I don't know what else. That was all I had. So, I guess we'll have some more next episode. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for listening to me yap. It's been fun. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week and a great Pride Month. Happy Pride. It's going to be an awesome month. Yeah. So remember that you're loved, you're valued, and you're appreciated in this world, and I love you. So, goodbye.